awesome.
Pastor of the Excellent God Ministry here in Dublin, Ireland. It's a pleasure to have you. Today we are going to have a very big talk here. It's going to be a hard talk today. Glory to God. So if you have a question, you have something to contribute, there's a number on the screen. So feel free to ask your question and bring out your strong reason, whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to share. And I also want to use this opportunity to encourage you to share the link, share this video, create a watch party in your own platform, your Facebook page, your YouTube, your WhatsApp, your Periscope. Keep sharing the good news. Let's get Nigeria to the mountaintop, to where God wants us to be. Praise God. Hallelujah. Tonight, I have a guest with me tonight, a very important guest, all the way from the U.S. He's a father, a man of God I respect so much in my life. He has been on this platform many times. Anytime I say, Papa, we need you. We want you. They all want to hear your voice. He never said no. And I have a privilege to have him, Reverend Dr. Livingstone Emenyi, all the way from the U.S., from the city of Dallas, Texas. Doctor, it's nice to have you.
All, and you're all welcome to this platform at this time. And by the grace of God, we will be able to discuss something that you know would be vital to the development of our country and for the future of our nation. I believe that there's a future for Nigeria. In the midst of all this crisis and mess, we're going to have something good will come out of it. Yeah. You see, so when God was making man, he gathered the mud and molded all the mud, and at the end of it, man emerged. So in the midst of the mess, there's a message going on, and that message will be translated into a mission, the glory of God.
Amen. I also have a sister, a conference speaker in Ireland here, someone that God has also given a deep word to share something with us today. As Imma Francis. Good to have you, Imma. Good to have you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
It's good to have you. It's good to have you. Thank you so much for creating time to join us today on the platform of the Excellent God TV. Thank you. It's a pleasure to have you. Today we are going to discuss something very important. We all heard what happened, or we saw what happened on the 20th of October, on the peaceful protest that the military came and struck that protest with a gunshot. And basically what I've also heard, the figure of the people that died, there are more than 16 people, Nigerian, died on that encounter of the military with gun and killing the innocent Nigerian that came to protest of the bad government of Nigeria, police killing the innocent people, all in the name of SARS and all those stuff. So today we have a lot to discuss, and by the grace of God, and I believe everyone is connected to this platform right now. The last meeting we had, I think 2 weeks ago, we have over 2,000 viewers joining us all over the world, from the YouTube, from Facebook, Periscope. I believe today is going to be a big one. So viewers, I encourage you to share this link. Please create a watch party, invite your friends, and let's do it together. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We are going to discuss, the first thing we are going to talk about is we are going to talk about peace. We talk about unity of Nigeria. And we talk about progress. Then before we go into police reform. Thank you. So let me start with Reverend Dr. Livingstone, Emenyi, sir.
Yeah, thank you, viewers, and you're all wanting to open your ears and get involved in this discourse. First of all, there's a fundamental philosophy, established fundamental philosophy. If you don't read the Bible, you should read other things about the general philosophy of life. Peace cannot be kept by force. You can never keep peace by force. It never happened.
True.
I want to begin with God first. The only way we can keep peace is with understanding. When the world was in conflict and there was war, a dichotomy, a separation between man and God. The word peace is actually from the Hebrew word that called shalom, which means nothing is missing and nothing is broken. Wholeness, completeness.
That's right.
Unity. Okay, that's what is peace, you know. And my daddy used to sing one favorite song, peace is like a river that can attend our soul. So, and when God wanted to establish peace on earth, he has to come down. He has to become man and begin to have understanding as a man, because God has never been man. So he never understood the crisis of man. He created man and gave man authority over the earth. So he never had a feeling of man. So when man went into crisis and there was a disconnect between God and man, for God to build that relationship, build that connection again, he has to become man. A man in Jesus. So I'll take that and apply that to the context in Nigeria. If there is, conflict, the youths are they've had it up to their nose. Okay, and if you ever attend Psychology 101, is that if people are under pressure, they can do anything. All right, you see, when somebody's under stress, and he cannot explain himself, he cannot, he doesn't have an outlet, he can explode. So what has happened in Nigeria is that the folks has been under oppression, they've been under deception, they've been under public officers who took oath of allegiance to them and serving them, and they took that oath and they act contrary to the oath they've taken. And so the people are no longer believing them. You come to them and say, okay, I take oath that I'm going to serve you. And then they discover that you took oath to serve yourself. Okay, so what has caused the crisis in Nigeria is that they need the leaders in the country need to return to the basic philosophy that you cannot create peace by force. What you do to create peace is understanding. And you cannot understand the people until you come down to their level and listen to them. Listening to them is not just enough. Seeing what is happening, you can remember. If you hear what people say, you may forget. But if you remember, if you see what they do, you may remember. But if you do what you say you are going to do, you create understanding. Okay, so the government of the nation has not been creating understanding with the people it's been governing for the past 60 years. Government after government, government after government, people after people, they come over and they never had a clear understanding of the people they are ruling. For instance, when we had this crisis at the Lekki toll gate, the government went and removed the camera. And they did not know that while they are removing the camera, people are using their cell phone to record them. So they are not living in the modern time. You see, now you're trying to deny that you didn't shoot the gun. You're trying to deny that, the military were not sent there. And there are evidences to prove. So
That's
when
right.
will you stop deceiving people and start living in the truth? And that leads me to my third point. A lying tongue can never be established. And it's a fundamental spiritual principle. If you keep on telling lies to people, the lying tongue can never be established. So many people in Nigeria, the government in Nigeria is not established because they are lying. They can't tell the truth. Okay, if you start saying the truth, then you'll be established. So it's the biblical proverbial understanding. A lying tongue cannot be established. When I learned this truth, I discovered that all my life, I have to make sure I say the truth, whatever it costs me. Okay?
Yes.
Because the truth defends itself.
That's
why Jesus said, I am the truth. A truth is a person, and his name is Jesus. And the truth creates. And when you speak the truth, you create reality that people can see. So that's my first submission to this discourse.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Dr. Livingstone. Reverend Enobong, you're welcome, sir. It's good to have you. Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wow.
God bless you. Viewers watching around the world. Thank you.
Thank you.
So our first discussion today is peace, because we saw what happened on the 20th of October.
Yes.
It was a peace protest, but the military came with their tanga, with their amoka, and shoot the innocent Nigerians that were looking for one thing. And that thing that they were looking for was the better life of Nigerian citizens. Now, I want to invite Imma Francis, please, to say something regarding the October 20th shooting in Lekki toll gate, please.
Thank you, Pastor Glory. Well, first of all, I like to say that I like to commend our youth. I mean, what we've witnessed in the last few days up until the government decided to actually use guns on its youth was unprecedented. We may have had a similar riot or protest, we'll say, if you remember the June 12th, but there was nothing in this magnitude, especially nothing that, in fact, had actually allowed the ASUU to respond and accepted the 5 ask. I mean, of course, it's another thing whether that would be implemented later. But so first of all, before I talk about peace, I'd like to actually commend our youth that was a huge milestone. No matter how it has turned out to be, it was something that we will commend them. Another thing is, it's unfortunate that there is a complete lack of leadership in Nigeria. Because what unfolded by killing our youth, I know, Pastor Glory, you said 15 or 16 people died. They have denied, they have lied, the fact that they've not been any dead. But what I would like us to look at is, it is not about the death itself. It is the act that the government have actually used gone on its children. It is the act on the grounds that these youth are actually asking for their fundamental rights.
That's right.
They have reacted in that way. So, I mean, we've all seen those unfolded videos whereby you have a lot of casualties. I mean, I'm sure a lot of those casualties will end up dead. And who are treating them? So, what is causing this is the lack of leadership in Nigeria, lack of complete leadership. So before we can talk about peace, I would say that the government needs to recognize that they would need to see that there is a gap, that they can do something, that they need to engage, first of all, because as we see what is happening in Nigeria at the moment, it's almost out of control.
That's
so
right.
I think, like Doctor said earlier on, the government needs to recognize that they need to come down to the youth level to say, okay, we are going to work on those asks. And perhaps maybe they're never going to apologize, but at least acknowledge that they've done something wrong.
That's
and
right.
bring them to the level whereby the youth can say, okay, we agree that you will be working on it. So I think that is the first step that the government would need to actually come down to the youth level and actually acknowledge their action and perhaps maybe apologize. And then we can see how we can move forward to bring about peace, to actually see if they are going to stop this destruction, which is actually escalating to something that is out of control.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You.
Thank you, Emma Francis. I really appreciate that. That's a big word from you, big contribution. Reverend Enobong, you're welcome, sir. We have been waiting for you.
Yeah, thank you. So sorry to come on stage late.
Thank you.
You're fine. Thank you.
Now, man of God, the first discussion that we are still talking about is peace. And when we talk about peace, just like what Reverend Dr. Livingstone started with us, he said that peace is not by force. You know, coming together is not by force. Staying together is not by force. Before we go deeper, I want to allow you to say something because
what's on ground? Yes, please tell us, because you are on ground. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions that we have here. Man of God, you were on ground in Nigeria. You saw the riot that went through in Akwa Ibom, in Cross River State, in Lagos, and Kano, and all those places, Kogi State. please, what do you have to say, sir, before we proceed further? Thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the question. Last edition of this program, Leaders in Global Conversation, made a very emphatic statement. Let me put it that way. A very strong statement. I said the right to peaceful civil protest is a fundamental human right, and it has to be done in a civil and peaceful manner, which I think the NSAS protest people they exhibit that a peaceful atmosphere until some hoodlums step in, to hijack the protest and start doing the otherwise by looting people's property, which is I seriously kick against because it's an act of criminality. But what happened at the Lekki toll gate was rather very unfortunate. And before I proceed, I want to extend my deepest condolence to the family that lost their loved one and the toll gate or those that were badly injured. It's rather unfortunate because everything have a rule of engagement. In military, there's always a rule of engagement. Military doesn't come out like that, to intervene or to mingle in civilian in a democratic processes, because that was purely, not they didn't need the military. The police would have been able to handle that. But I think something was wrong somewhere, because you know what, there has been series of press conference here and there. We had a press conference from the military. That is that actually they sent the army there, but the army didn't open fire on the civilian. The protester, the civilians, those people that were there, the youths that were there. It was the government of Lagos State that invited them to at least to come in to calm down the situation, since the governor already announced that there will be coffee from that hour. So they came in just to maintain law and order, but not really to do what people are saying, that actually there was no shooting. But there are video clips here and there showing actually that there was a shooting, that actually the military opened fire on the protester, which, draw international condemnation, that act, because that's not the rule of engagement. It is strictly against military rule of engagement when it comes to issues like that, civil issues like that. So our nation, Nigeria and every other nation of the world, there's a need for peace. Dr. Emenyi mentioned a very powerful statement. He said something, he made a very emphatic statement. He said that peace, from the Hebrew word shalom, which means nothing is missing and nothing is broken. Actually, yes. But when it comes to Nigerian situation, something is missing and something is broken somewhere, because, things like this is what threaten our coexistence. That will give, birth to serious agitation for, from different part of the country, and that will bring civil unrest. So there is a need, we are discussing peace now, for everybody to pursue peace. The Bible even said that we should seek peace, we should pursue peace, seek peace with all men. So it's very, very crucial at this time, but the government is not really doing what they're supposed to do. When I mean the government, I'm talking about the federal government, because they have not lived to their responsibility in terms of, providing basic infrastructure and giving the enabling environment for the youths of this country to realize their God's given potentials and fulfill their dreams and destiny. So it becomes a very difficult environment, and that will definitely lead to a protest, because the youths definitely were asking the government for a better country where they can live and exercise their freedom. They can have access to the basic things as a citizen, like, so many things, because as a citizen, every citizen there must be right and privileges, as enshrined in the Constitution. So when those things are not available, there definitely there'll be a protest like that. So it was really, really a sad situation because our government didn't really do the needful. They had the time to do it, but they didn't do it, and that leads to the protest, which leads to some other thing. The criminal element steps in and causing civil disturbance everywhere, looting people's property and all that. It's very, very sad to see somebody who works so hard and just wake up to see that all that he has worked for his entire life has been looted by hoodlums and miscreants. So it's very, very pathetic situation. So there is a need for our leader, the stakeholders, to come together and seek peace and chart the way forward. And we can do this, and achieve this as a nation through a conversation. Through a conversation. There has to be that conversation. Remember, I said something before the Lekki shooting, the Lekki incident happened. I said that the government has to come in by themselves, not to use social media to address the youth. The government has to come in, just like there's a fire, your house is not in order, you're the father. You have to come in by yourself, and address the situation, just like you call your children, okay, sit down here. What can I do to cushion some of those effects you're experiencing at the moment? What can I do to help you out? What can I do immediately? What can I do to help you out? There are some things, that can be done immediately. There are some things that will need like 2 to 3 months to be able to implement it. There are things that can take like in a while, for example, maybe a year or so to implement it in a long term. So that is what the government would have done. This crisis wouldn't have come in if the president coming, okay, not just a broadcast, I want to address the youth, okay, gather the youth together, either in the stadium or wherever, to address it. You see, at times broadcast, I'm not saying broadcast is bad, but at times broadcast, you wouldn't be able to reach as many, because not everybody that is glued to television or media device to hear you at that time, and some are not even interested. They want to hear you speak to them one-on-one. So it becomes very, very important. It becomes very, very essential that our leaders have to really need to come down. You can't have a government without the people. Without the people, there can be government. So what is the essence of you, addressing your children from afar off? That's not possible. That is not obtainable in democracy. In a civilized society, you see the president will come down, the president will interact, and at least have a first-hand experience of what the youth are really going through at the moment. So this is what was missing. And I think we can achieve this if our leaders are sincere and are transparent, because transparency is one of those things that one a very vital thing that is absent in leadership as far as Nigeria is concerned. So our leader has to be transparent. They have to be sincere that, okay, we can do this thing. We can make this thing happen. And I believe they can do it if they are willing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Enobong, for your response. That was a big one. And I believe that the leaders, our politicians, our fathers, our governors, our senators are listening to this. But before we go further, and the military, they denied that there was no shooting. And the governor of Lagos State also said that he did not invite the military. Now the military, the governor is the one who invited them. And I want to say this.
Yes.
Every house, every land has a strong man. The Bible says no man can enter into a strong man's house without first binding the strong man. I believe that the military cannot come to Lagos State without the invitation of the governor or without the president releasing them as the commander-in-chief to go to Lagos State. Now, before we continue, let's watch this clip because they said that there was no shooting and nobody died. Let's watch this for a few minutes. That is a shooting in the Lekki toll gate in Lagos. It's very sad that unarmed citizens who came out to protest have been slaughtered like an animal. We have so many places in Nigeria that need the attention of the military. They play like Sambisa Forest, where the Boko Haram, even there is a reverence recently, which I heard, that it was being kidnapped by the Boko Haram. He went to preach in Gombe, and he was kidnapped by the I saw the video this evening. But our Nigerian military would not go there to strengthen their muscles. But they came to Lekki toll gate to shoot the innocent protesters that are demanding that. And one of the reasons, and one of the things that the protesters were demanding was also the increasement of the salary of the police and the military. The same people that are fighting for them are the same people that they kill. Now let's see how the protesters look like before we continue. This is Nigerian protesters at the Lekki toll gate. This is the protest in the Lekki toll gate. Before I allow Reverend Dr. Livingstone to say one or two things before we go into the next question, let's see what the eyewitness says that survived the Lekki toll gate crash.
Seeing bodies being thrown into the truck, I felt I was going to die there. I'm yet to process what I lived through in the past 3 days. I don't know what I feel. The one thing I know is the truth has to be told. Whilst we were there Wednesday morning, trying to sort out care for people, more people arrived in the hospital with gunshot wounds. There was a teenage boy who couldn't have been more than 13. His arm was blown out.
I want to give you one few minutes to say one or two things, then we get into the next question because of time. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ubong from Enobong from Nigeria. I wish you would have told us what is on the ground. I wanted you to tell us what is going on in Akwa Ibom at this time. You know, they say one very simple adage: there is no smoke without a fire. There means something was going on in the Nigerian society before this. This is just an effect of something that has been going on the ground. Just like our sister said, I can categorically say there is no leadership in Nigeria. There is none. Now, we can put all the things to the president. The president would have come to address the people. But all this community of people, they have representatives. We have people that receive what you call it, constituency money, and they don't do anything with it. Or whatever they do with it, they use it to enrich themselves. So when we talk of leadership, it's not like, I know that the right thing for the president to do would have been come out and tell the people. Of course, there is a lot of narrative going on, whether the president is there or not. I'm not ready to comment on that, you know, but there is a suspicion somewhere. That's what is bringing up this row with the Jew. It is very evident that when they were marching, these were highly educated, organized group of people who were doing. Of course, they carry the mishap and all those hooligans around them. They're there. You can stop them. They're part of the society. Okay? These are the people that do not have a good education. These are the people that have been trained. Every Nigerian, every child in that country is expected to be informed, educated, but most of them are illiterate.
Yes, that's right.
So what do you expect them to do? They don't have any other way to vent their anger than to do it the way they are doing it. You cannot expect uneducated people to be as polished as the educated people. You are supposed to give them good education. Okay? So the point is that what the government has done is that it's not only blaming the president. I put myself in a situation. Supposing I was a senator, supposing I was a governor of a state, and these young people are on the street, you know, and they're acting. What should you do? It's for you to calm down yourself. That's why I use the example of God and man. God has to calm down and become man when he needed peace on earth. Okay? You can't expect peace. And then you want to force the people to bow, and like a military, you want to force them. That's why the military government never works. Okay? Because these people on the street, you need to understand, some of them are already dying. Some of them have committed suicide. So they are ready to die. The most dangerous people to deal with people who are ready to die. Okay? Some of them, one boy was saying, he said, look, I'm even ready to die. Because there's nothing to live for. So these are children, people that have gone frustrated and disturbed in life. You see, just study psychology 101. That when people get to a point that they know they're going to commit suicide, yeah, the best thing for me is for me to die. So I can as well do whatever I like. If they kill me, they kill me. If they let me live, I live. Okay, so that is a situation in Nigeria. We have the governors, we have the MPs, we have some of the people that are suffering now are members of the House of Rep, senators. They have the right to come to your house and ransack your house because what you are using to build your house is a public property, is a public money. Okay? Like one of the senators now was complaining, they've come and removed toilet, everything, my bath, everything, they ransacked my house, took all my book. Sure. Well, I pity them. I don't encourage them to do that. But what did you use to build all those things? Is it your salary? If you're living by your salary, you won't have that much expensive home as you have.
That's right.
You don't. It is their money. So since you didn't provide for them and you use their money to enrich yourself, They have the right to vandalize your things. Okay? I don't encourage that. But you push the people to the point that they have to explode. Okay? I'm here in America. There was this coronavirus. What do? They lock everybody out. You sit down in your house and the government give you a check to take care of yourself.
That's right.
And the same government in Nigeria, they are not just leading, they are twisted. The word wicked means twisted. I think they are twisted in their mind. They give you the palliative. Give it to the people. Now, this is how we engage military in the army. You know, in the military in America, they don't engage them to go and be carrying gun and shooting the people.
That's right.
Why didn't they engage the military to take this palliative and distribute it to everybody on the street? If they did that, they would not be where they are. Okay? All these governors, they lock these things in their home. They locked it in the storage to do politics with it. So the leaders we have in Nigeria are not just corrupt, they are wicked. Okay? And you keep food, people are hungry, and you are driving in your car with security all over you. You have food in your house, and the food to give the people is in the storage. You refuse to give to them. Okay? It is not your money. So I see, you know, we are in a public forum, but you just have to express yourself. This is just the thing that is happening in Nigeria. Just like I said, we have people who have taken the oath to lead the people, and they sworn oath to lead the people, but they are leading themselves. They are just taking care of themselves. Okay, tell me honestly, what prevents the government, state government, not the federal government this time, because the federal government say we have distributed this thing, for you to put these things in the storage, lock them in, and people are dying and committing suicide for lack of food? How can you explain that? Okay, so the situation, what the government are having now, what they're having in the country, they deserve it. And I bet you, some of them don't even care to die. They don't. Okay, so what I suggest they would do the way forward, let all the senators, go down to the people and apologize. It's not only Buhari alone. It's not. Let the senator, House of Representatives, the mayor of the city, or whatever they call them, chairman of the city, gather the people together. When they come and said, okay, this is what happened, we apologize, so this is what we need to do. These food were meant for you. Engage the military to distribute the food to the people. We wouldn't be where we are.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
Thank you.
Viewers, we are on Leaders in Global Conversation. It's a hard talk today. Today we are not playing politics. We are going to say it the way it should be.
Yes.
We are going to be raw. Imma, your I think your phone is under mute, or your speaker.
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
Your speaker is under mute. Please unmute. Okay, fine. I can hear you now. So tonight we are not playing politics.
Yes.
We are going to say it the way it should be.
Yes.
My heart bleed this evening when I saw a youth or a young man who supposed to be a leader sharing crocodile tears. I use the word crocodile tears on live TV, just because the citizen of the state took the food that belongs to them, that the government had been hidden.
Yes.
I was saying, is this guy, this man, is it normal? That's even the people that surround him, the people that came with him, they were shocked to see him crying on the live stream. Let's watch this clip before we
moved from the store and broken into pieces in nearby bushes. It is indeed a very unfortunate development that the state will find very difficult to recover from, as we don't have the capacity as we don't have the capacity to provide what have been carted away or vandalized in a short time. The situation is indeed worrisome and should be a cause for concern for all Kogites, as it sets us back many paces.
How did you get this?
It's from Kogi State.
Okay.
Somebody have to. I don't know if the governor pay him. Because I can't see any drop of tears in his eyes.
I mean, what was he crying for?
Even the people that came with him, they were even shocked to see him doing that online. The little food that the government gave during the lockdown, give it to your citizens. You took the food or the palliative and you lock it down in the warehouse. And when you were discovered, you are not crying. Now, the question here, Imma Francis, is that where do we go from here?
Yes.
Where do we go from here? Because we are talking about peace. What do we have peace in Nigeria? Where do we go from here? We have a peaceful protest. We were not allowed to have that peaceful protest. Now, hear me. Even we here in Ireland, I was in Ireland. Let me put myself live so people can see me. I was in Ireland embassy. We went to Ireland embassy here. From morning till night, we were all protesting there. Peaceful protest. They gathered, which are the Irish police, they gathered. They were there in their cars, in hundreds of them there, to give us a security. What really shocked me is that the Nigeria ambassador, from morning till night, that the protesters were there.
They don't come out.
Yeah, they asked the ambassador to come and address the Nigerian in Ireland. The ambassador come down, and he was there at embassy. So the police the Irish police that was very close to me walked down. He said to me, he said that it's embarrassed that the ambassador cannot come down to address, to talk to his own people. We appoint you. The Nigerian in Ireland is the reason that you came here to become an ambassador. That
he's
even in the foreign land,
he's the president.
He's a president. He can't talk to his own people. Now, for that reason, this is what one of the senators of Ireland says.
Scandalized most people in Ireland. We can't tolerate a situation where peaceful protesters are shot by the very people that are supposed to uphold the law. I think our foreign minister must summon the Nigerian ambassador to explain what is going on and to demand that peaceful protesters are allowed to carry on without fear of their lives. We are going to be members of the Security Council next year. Ireland should take a stance for human rights and ensure that countries where many of their citizens are already in this land are protected to the fullest degree possible.
Wow.
Thank you very much. So,
somebody's land.
Emma, yeah. So Emma, I want to allow you to say something here regarding where do we go from here? Where do we go from here as a nation?
Well, thank you very much, Pastor Glory, and very much so. Thank you for sharing that video. I haven't seen that one yet. So, like you rightly put it, it's a crocodile chase, and actually there was he couldn't even do that right, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Where do we go from here? It is not a one straightforward thing. I mean, the injustice in Nigeria, it's beyond. The injustice is beyond all level. And Nigeria it's broken into too many pieces we can count. But I want to go back to the crocodile tears. I don't know if we are aware. I was reading something today on the social media.
Yes.
They said that Nigeria invested 600 billion naira on the
600 billion.
COVID-19. 600 billion naira on the
600 billion
COVID-19
on
palliative.
COVID-19.
Yes.
And no 600 billion. This is one of the government officials spoke about it. 600 billion naira on the COVID-19 palliative. And yet, we have also watched those amazing videos, how Nigerians struggle. First of all, this is something that was meant for them.
Yes.
It was not given to them.
Yes.
And then they had to actually be found out like thieves. They had to go and break in. And then
To get what belongs to them.
to get what should have been saved to them rightfully.
Yes.
And that is why I said the injustice of our leaders, the injustice of our government, it's beyond. I watched one of those videos and I have to say, I cried. I was broken. I saw old women who fell into a gutter and came out and struggled to go. And I'm sure a lot of those women would be in their 70s. And yet, we've seen how it is that these warehouses, I mean, if it was managed, we've seen those, even the site of those warehouses.
Yes.
It's a demonstration of how the injustice that our government, that our leaders, how they're treating its citizen.
Advanced
I don't
wickedness.
want to dwell on that.
Advance.
Absolute wickedness, to say the least. I don't want to dwell because I think if we talk about it in this way, we become upset. And I can see why, like I said, I commend those youth. I can see why they actually stayed and, like Dr. Livingstone said, some of them said, I don't want to go home. Now let's just imagine, these are people who probably don't have a home, they don't have jobs, they have nothing to lose, they have no future.
Yes.
No future.
Because you took the future from them. They don't have it.
Yes, they have no future. So what do you want them to do? Now, unfortunately, some of the hoodlums, like we've heard, are paid. They're paid to actually disperse the protest. However it's happened, I mean, I understand that this is not the way forward. The way forward, because once we lose complete law and order, I mean, look at what is happened in other countries, and Afghanistan, where they have wars. They know how the wars start, but they don't know how it ends. That's not where we want for Nigeria. So the way forward for me is, first of all, is the recognition. This is our leadership. I know, Dr. Livingstone, you said something about the fact that in each state, they have not addressed. So it's not only from Buhari, okay, or Buhari government. But I want to say, though, Buhari is the number one man in Nigeria. He's the head in Nigeria. Now, he has not given the lead. This would have been such a smooth process to start with. If we were to have leadership and governance. Because the way forward would be to reform Nigeria. But before we talk about reformation, Nigeria needs to actually have a state revolutionized, before we talk about reformation. So I say I'm gonna still say that the basics is where we would have started. So the way forward is still the basics. It's our leaders, our number one man or his team, government, addressing the country, apologizing, and actually putting forward a plan that they are going to address the issues. And let's also put this into consideration. The NSAS protest was a means to an end. You know, it was actually something, it was a protest to start it all off. We know what the issue is in Nigeria. There is a whole lot that needs to be fixed. So that was just to start. You know, it wasn't the be it all and end all.
Yes.
It was a start to address other issues that is in Nigeria. So first of all, the way forward is still to recognize the fact that, yes, the government needs to address the country. And maybe then the state governments would actually address its state. And then they are going to put forward some plan that the country can accept and be willing to work with. And then perhaps maybe people might actually step in, because I've seen a few videos that the youth are actually organizing to go against the hoodlums. So that is something that is encouraging to actually stop this disorderness that we are seeing that is accelerating at all levels. You know, while our politicians have been attacked, and there's been a huge disruption, I would say it's not the way forward. I'll condemn that. And there are a lot of innocent people, like you have all rightly said. I think Reverend, you actually narrated that you are on ground as well, and you've seen it unfold. It is not the way forward. We need to bring back law and order. I can see we are running out of time here. We need to bring back law and order. So I would say we need some form of leadership and addressing the country with some plan to address the issue, starting from somewhere, to be seen as doing something. And that is the way forward. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Imma Francis. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's what a very good one. Well, before we continue, you know, when Imma Francis said that Nigeria budgeted 600 billion, I was trying to close my mouth for a very long time, because that really shocked me. 600 billion to help the citizens during the lockdown, the palliative, and yet there was nothing to show. Nothing. They lockdown. Now the question I want to ask Reverend Dr. Livingstone. Now let's see. Before I do that, let's see what happened in Jos.
Is this the government we vote for? This is the palliative they promised they are bringing. This is Plateau State Jos. Today's date is 24th of October. This is what is happening in Jos City. This is what is happening in Jos City. This is Jos City. You can see the masses. Everybody wants to get food to eat. What a government! What a government! Look how people are struggling. People are struggling to have food. Look at people. Look at, okay, let's look at the hold up. Just take a look at the hold up of Plateau State today. No way entrance. No way out. Look at the hold up. Okay, let's look at the outside. If you're trying to go out from Jos City, can you see the hold up? Can you see the cars?
Dr. Livingstone, you have seen the crowd in Jos. That is only Jos.
Yes.
The warehouse where the Nigerian governors and government kept their own food, the food that belongs to them. We can see the crowd. We can see children crying for help. We can see our mothers, elders, policemen, everyone crying for help. There is no way anybody can hear peace when someone is hungry. The first peace you give to me is my stomach. Give me something to eat.
Yep.
A hungry man is angry man.
He's angry.
Angry man.
There
Yes.
is no gentleman or gentle lady when you are hungry.
Yeah.
Jesus saw a fig tree. Why did he cause a tree? Number one, he was hungry. The Bible
Yes.
says when Jesus went close to that tree, he expected that the tree would give him food.
Yes.
When he
Absolutely.
got to the tree, he was disappointed that the beautiful tree that would have given him something for stomach was unable to give him food. He caused that tree. He said, "From today, let nobody eat from you."
Yes.
So, doctor,
Yes.
I want to allow you to say something here, sir.
Okay. I want to say something, and of course, thank God that I'm in America. I know there are certain things that Doctor, a beloved brother doctor from Nigeria, cannot say
Yes.
because he's scared of his life.
I'm not scared of anything.
I know God is protecting you.
Greatest belief in God in the world.
Outside the country,
That's right.
you have this freedom of speech. I can talk about the president, the president of this country. I can say whatever I like to him, as long as I'm saying the truth. All that he does is to listen to me and then absorb it, because that is his responsibility as a leader.
Yes.
But you can't do that in Nigeria. Okay, you can't do it. Now, here is a narrative, because I'm going through what the youths are requesting for. They want the president of the country to come out without television, without anything, and address them.
Exactly. That was my point. That was my point.
Before they can, then there is a narrative. Let me call it theory. That we generally don't have the president. That the one in power is whatever. Well, I am not young. I am 60 years old now, so I've lived a little longer. And I know something that is common in the Middle East. Saddam Hussein as a person that talks like him, act like him, and did everything like him, study him. There are professionals who did that for a living. And that's why when Osama bin Laden was killed, was killed by the American soldier, before they announced him, they have to check his blood. They came with a gadget to test his blood and discovered that that was Osama bin Laden before they announced to the world. How did the Americans go so far? Because they understand the secrecy and they understand intelligence.
Yes.
I am suspecting that the Nigerian youth want the president to come and address them.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And also, all those in powers, including the vice president, including all those representatives we have, they know the truth about the country and they don't want to say it.
Of course.
And that's why the youth are demanding. If you are the president of the country, come and address us without. Okay, let's send representative from. I'm noting some of their points. We're going to send representative from all the states to come and talk to the president. So, see, there's a time you deceive people. You deceive people. And that's why I said, I'm making one of my statements. A lying tongue can never be established. When you keep lying one time, you're going to face yourself. So, and they say, President, come and address us or you resign. These young men are not stupid. They are not. Many of them are highly intelligent.
Yes.
So you think you are still leading Nigeria of the 16th century, of the 1960 and 70? It's not. These are young people that knows things. So if you think they are old, that they don't know, they want the truth. President, number one, what they require is president, come and tell us. that you are here. Let's prove that all the fake news or so-called fake news you are hearing is a fault. And one of the things they can do, you think you can deceive people? Oh, fake news. Everybody's fake news. Then make a rule against fake news. Okay. Before there is a false news, there is the truth. Before there is a counterfeit, there's original. If you say the original, people will not be looking for the fake news.
That's right.
Okay. So basically, there's a narrative that the one we are ruling, who is the president, is not the president. I try to ignore it. I try to pretend that I don't know it because I don't have the facts to prove it. But because I don't know it doesn't mean that other people don't know it. Okay? So that is one of the number one crises we have in the country. And then the vice president, Oshibanjo, cannot tell Nigeria the truth as a pastor. When he was campaigning for presidency, they say he was a pastor.
Yes, sir.
Does he know?
And I'm suspecting some of our big church leaders knows the truth. And they are afraid to say the truth because they think they will be killed. So that is the cause of Nigeria. I'm reading all their demands. One of their demands is let the president come out and address us. Why are all those who are working with the president afraid? Look at their body movement. Look at their psychology 101. You will know when people are lying. You know when people know the truth and they are trying to. That's why you have a lying test in America here. Okay? I mean, you have it in other places. You know, if you lie, you lie. They put a lying test on you. They discover when you are lying. Yes. So Nigerian government, most of the people they are fake. They know the truth. They don't want to say it because they think of their stomach.
Yes.
Okay. So if the president is there, let the president or the president's wife come and tell us. That's the narrative. And the young people seems to know that. And now you coming around to tell them a lie or something they already know, then you are not being honest. That's their demand 1-1. That's their demand. The first, let the president come and address us. Let's know whether we have or not.
Okay. Dr. Livingstone, thank you very much, sir. Hello, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. Before Dr. Enobong says something here, we go into unity of the country. Let's listen to this clip, please.
There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
Let's listen to it again.
There's a new force of nature at hand, stirring all over the world. They are the young people whom, frankly, we have failed, who are angry, who are organized, who are capable of making a difference. They are a moral army. And the most important thing that we can do for them is to get the hell out of their way.
Yeah.
That is the leader. That is a true leader talking.
Yes. Yes.
He said the only thing we can do for these young people is for them to leave. Just get out of their way. Let them do what they need to do. That is what I expect the Nigerian government to do. That is what I expected Buhari. Exactly. That is what I expected Buhari to do. Is to resign. Doctor, you said something here about the president. Is it the same trick that they are playing now? Is the same trick that they wanted to play during the time of Jonathan when Yeladua died?
Yes.
It took them time to announce the death. If not for the late Minister of Information, is it Dora? Dora was the one that announced it. And because Dora announced it, that Iladwa is dead.
Yes.
They came after her, they killed her.
Yep.
They came after her and killed her.
And Lai Mohammed cannot do that. Lai Mohammed,
he can't do it.
He can't tell the truth.
He can't do that. Lai Mohammed cannot do it. So that was the same thing they played. They wanted to play for Jonathan, if not for the Minister of Information that said he can never see this happening under her watch.
Yes.
And you have to tell the truth to the world that Iladwa is no more. It's gone. So the problem of Nigeria is that we don't have a leader. That's the
Simple.
problem. We don't have a leader.
We don't have a president. And
we don't have a
vice president, all of them, they are pseudo leaders.
That is the problem. That is the problem of Nigeria. Yeah? Because how can we spend such money, 600 billion for palliative during the lockdown, and they can't have anything? The citizen cannot even see it. They only heard it in the paper, but they didn't see it. The only time they saw it was during the protest.
Yes.
See, okay, let's see what happened in Calabar before Reverend Enobong, you will explain this for us. This is Calabar.
Live reporting from the psychiatric hospital. Everything has been scattered from here. I'm just coming out from Ward 1 where I was trying to resist hold the patients, and at the end of the day, they still had their way out. The whole compound has been vandalized by hoodlums, and some patients have been able to escape. The armies actually came in very late after they exposed everything.
This is a psychiatric hospital in Calabar. That they even went to a place that was made to keep mad people. That will tell you how angry and how hungry people are in the land. To a point that they went to a place of mad people. That when the mad people saw the kind of madness that possessed, they said, this is another level of madness. So the mad people have to also run for their life.
Indeed.
Reverend Enobong, what do you have to say?
It's not a joke.
Reverend Enobong.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Glory Remigius. Well, I want to take everything one after the other. I want to explain it in concept so that everybody can flow in the line of my thoughts. I want to say that everything rise and fall on leadership. And if the leadership is right, everything is right. When the leadership is wrong, everything is wrong. Because you can't build on a wrong foundation, a shaky foundation, and expect that building to stand. No, it won't stand. You have to build on a solid foundation, which is very, very important. Leadership is what defines the nation. You see, everybody have been saying, okay, what is the problem of Nigeria? The problem of Nigeria is basically that this nation doesn't have a clear direction, a strategic, we don't have a strategic plan, call it like a 20 years plan, 30 years plan. Everybody was talking about Vision 2020. Now we're in 2020. What have we seen in 2020? Nothing, absolutely nothing. When other nations are talking about Vision 2020, we here we were joining talking about Vision 2020, but what have we really achieved as a nation in 2020? Now, my sister there says something. He says something about the 600 billion naira palliative. I mean, the COVID-19 fund. I've not seen the information because I can't really. Most of the news that comes on either print media or news media or social media, You know, we have to confirm that the figures are correct before we can say anything. I've heard 50 billion, I've heard 600 billion, I've heard another one is about 60-something billion. So we don't know exactly the amount that was spent during the COVID-19. There are, you know, some random figures going on, you know, so we don't know exactly what was spent. But the truth of the matter, the crux of the matter is whether it was 600 billion that was spent, whether it was 25 billion naira that was spent, whether it was 80 billion naira that was spent, this money have like an effect on the citizen. What was the stimulus package that was carved out for the citizen from this money? Because it's not a matter of saying I spend this, I spend that, and you are not able to during that you lock the people in for that couple of those months, and you couldn't, you know, as a nation, you couldn't provide at least a little relief for your citizen, like a stimulus package for them to at least to go on to be able to get their life and their family running. So that is what I said. I keep saying that a fair leadership is a fair leadership. You know, Dr. Emenyi said something about the president and all that. You know, that's not the president. He's a president. Well, all those things, because some of the things we say, we must be able to have the fact, you know, because everyone is watching. So that when you're called to explain, you have your fact to prove. This is my fact. These are my documents. But we have heard so many rumors and all that. And I'm a particular, when it comes to me, I don't really rely on hearsay. You know, everything I said, I have my facts to prove that this is an authentic information, you know. Not something I will hear on media, because so many people say so many things. At the end, it may be true. At the end, it may not be true. So, but the thing is that we say it and it gets into the public. So we don't have to, when you send out information and later you realize that the information you give maybe was not correct, how to retrieve that information might be very difficult. So at times, I always, you know, when on a live broadcast, I have to be very careful on the information that I'm saying, so that I have my facts to prove when the need arises that we have to prove. But what I can say emphatically is that I'm so disappointed by the Nigerian government, because number one, they have not done what they're supposed to do for their citizen. What they're supposed to do for their citizen. The Buhari administration is very, very slow. You know, I don't know whether that's the reason they gave him the name Baba Slow, something like that. It's very, very slow. Everything's slow. Things are not moving fast. The economic is not. Our economic is in really bad shape. You know, we need reforms. We need reforms. We need economic reforms. We need economic revolution. We need legislature. You know, we need reforms in the legislature. Our senators, our reps, house members, they are not living to their responsibility in the Alo chamber, because some of them are not there for the people, they are there for their personal interest. So that is always the problem. They feel that, okay, I'm there, that is my own share, that's my own, you know, that's my own share, that's my national cake. That's not your national cake. You are there to represent the people. You have a constituency or a senatorial district you are answerable to. So everything falls to mindset. Everything falls to mindset that our leaders are so wicked. Some of them, not all, we have good ones, but the bad ones are many than the good ones. I'm sorry to say that. So the bad ones are many than the good ones. I'm not saying the good ones are not there, but the bad ones are many than the good ones. So it becomes a problem for a system when a system is really choked people who are not there with the interest of the people, that are there for their personal interest, it becomes a problem. It becomes a problem. Okay, for example, look at what happened at the Lekki toll gate. Now, look at the time that the president addressed the nation. Everything went out of hand. There was, in fact, Nigeria was suddenly, descending into anarchy. Everybody was shouting, "President, address the country, address the nation, address the nation." And it took so long for the president to talk to the country. That's what I call failed leadership, because it's not a proactive leadership. So for Nigeria to move forward, our people, mostly our government, has to sit up. Our government has to know that, number one, they have a citizen. Without a citizen, there's no country. Without the people, there's no government. They have the people that are responsible too. And they have to do everything within their powers to see that everything that has to do with the people, the benefit of the people, the fundamental human rights of the people, is protected.
Thank you, Dr. Enobong.
The right and the privilege of the people are protected. That the citizen can be proud to say, "I am a Nigerian citizen." Can start anywhere and say, "I am a Nigerian citizen," because of the benefits and the privileges of being a Nigerian citizen. Just like a U.S. citizen would say, "I'm proud to be an American."
Exactly.
Yes. So we want a Nigerian can stand anywhere in the world and say, "I'm proud to be a Nigerian citizen." And our government has to do something. There's so much deception in government. There's so much deception. The government has failed the people. Thank God the vice president apologized, said, "Youth, we are sorry. We have failed. We couldn't do this. We are sorry." But that is not enough. Are you willing to change? It's not saying you're sorry. Are you willing to do the otherwise? Are you willing to do things differently that would bring growth and put us in a committee of nations where we will become a force as a nation to be reckoned with in all ramifications? So these are the things I'm talking about here. Like, for example, look at what happened in Calabar. Look at what happened in Kogi. Look at what happened with people hoarding palliatives, food that was meant for the citizens. What are you putting them for?
Oh my God.
It's something that is very pathetic. And I read a press conference, I saw on the news media where the government of Plateau said, made a statement, said they are giving their citizens 48 hours to return palliative, all the palliative that they stole from the warehouse. Is that a responsible government? Giving your citizen to return palliative rice and indomie in 48 hours? What are you going to use it for? So government has been reduced to the point that they are even interested in food that was meant for the citizen, indomie and rice. That the citizens should bring indomie and rice back to them that they took from the warehouse. I don't support looting. I don't support looting of any kind. But food that was meant for the citizen is for the citizen. Those food were given by the federal government to be given to their citizens. Here in Akwa Ibom, the government gave to their citizens. Others said they did to their citizens. But I don't know what happened in other states that things are going differently. That we see people even climbing rooftop, removing zinc to enter and enter the warehouse just to pick a bag of rice. Is a very pathetic situation. Where did we go wrong as a nation? Things are not the way. This is not the Nigeria of our dream. So our leaders really need to sit up. Our senators, and House of Reps members, they really need to sit up in the legislature and know that they are not there for themselves and their family.
Okay.
They are there for the people. It is the people that put you there. They are people that are the one that voted you there.
Thank you, Dr. Enobong. Thank you very much.
So it's something. I want to round up by saying this. Man of God, I want to round up by saying this.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Hunger is divine. There's nobody once upon in his lifetime that has since I was born, I've not been hungry in my life. No. Hunger is divine. God created it so that your body can receive something like food, so that your body can improve in terms of your health system, boost your immune system, and everything that has to do with your health. Hunger is divine, but the satisfaction may be corrupt.
Thank you very much.
But an angry man or an hungry man is an angry man. So at a certain point, you don't blame the citizens. You blame the leadership, because the leadership is what caused them to do what they're doing. So there is a need for a total restructuring of the system. There's a need for total reform. I mean, reform in the police force, reform in the judiciary, reform in the legislature, a total reform. The entire system has to be reformed. The electoral system, most importantly, has to be reformed for the country to move forward. That's my submission. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Enobong. Thank you, sir. Well, before Reverend Dr. Livingstone respond to most of the things that Reverend Enobong was saying about the facts and all the stuff, I want to say something here. When the president addressed the nation after many days of the incident that happened in the Lekki,
yes.
The president did not even mention Lekki Toge in that address. He did not even mention what happened there, or to sympathize with people that lost their life there. And that is the man we call president of the nation. Before Jonathan left the government in 2015, he left the 2015 or 2016, he left. He made a statement. He said, you cannot give what you don't have. When you don't have love, you cannot give love. When you don't have compassion, you cannot show compassion. And he ran up his statement by saying that these people have so much hatred. When you see their face, it looks like as if they have taken something from your hand, or you took something that belongs to them. And it says also that the freedom that Nigeria are enjoying today during his administration, that they will not have such freedom again. Because I believe during the time of Jonathan, there was what we call peaceful protest. There was nobody, not even one gunshot. Nobody was shot. And they did that peacefully. Look at our young men. Look at those young men that lost their life. Our ladies that lost their life. And the painful thing is that they die with Nigerian flag in their hand. What kind of a government we have? What kind of should I call it a lawless military they have? That even when they are waving that Nigerian flag, by law, you don't shoot anyone with Nigerian flag, because that flag is a nation. It is a symbol of something. They were waving that Nigerian flag, singing national anthem of Nigeria, and you shoot them, you kill them. And the president, after many days, come out and make a speech without addressing them, without saying anything about Lekki Toge. And someone like Chimudu will come out, someone that is stealing from the government for many years. I'm proud to say that, and I have my facts. Someone that is stealing from the government for many years, stealing from the people. And he said that those that died, they have their same to blame. It's sad what is happening in the country. Let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Let's call a spade a spade. I went to Nigeria in 2018. From the airport, as I arrived in the airport, the people I saw were with red eyeball. Their eyeball was red. From the airport, they were begging me for money. From the airport to where I was going. And I have to stop everyone in that airport. Immigration officers, I gave them money. Please give us, we are hungry, we are hungry. And these are people that they even have a job. These are people that they are collecting salary. And they are still saying they are hungry. Do you know how many thousands and millions of youth in Nigeria without no hope? No hope. I have a friend of mine that read agric engineering for over 15 years. He's still in Nigeria with 4 children, no job. 15 solid years after graduating from university, no job. How do you survive?
Yeah.
So, Dr. Livingstone, I want to give you time.
Yes, to react.
We have a lot to talk about, but it will not end today. There is a big thing that is a discussion that will take different stages and level. It's not something that we will end today. But I want to give you time to talk. Then Imma will say something. Then we run it up because we are almost spending 2 hours.
Let me react to what Doctor has said. I think the problem is that the Nigerian leaders still think they are in the 70s or 80s. And that's the problem. They don't understand that the world has changed.
Absolutely.
They don't understand.
That's true.
If they do, they will not be doing some things they're doing. Okay? This is not a generation that you tell a lie that people cannot find out. You can cover things. And let them understand that the young people now are not stupid. They should know that they are not stupid. For you to come and be saying the news they have is a fake news, it's fake news, it's fake. I want to make a rule to ban people from saying it. That means there's something you have to hide.
Exactly.
That's true.
There is something you hide. Okay, just look at the narrative. Okay, something happened in the country. It takes days for somebody who is the president to react. They're not suspicious. Okay? Now, here is another thing to suspect. According to the Nigerian Constitution, before the military shoot a gun, they must receive a command from the commander-in-chief.
That's right.
And here is a situation that is the commander-in-chief say he's not the one who gave the command for the military to shoot. Come on, stop deceiving young people. These people are smart enough to know that. If you are the president, you hear news. A president of a country, even a governor, should know everything that happened the following day. He should be able to know exactly what happened in the country. Otherwise, you don't have a leader. So here is the truth. The truth is that let the one that says the president address the nation. That's what the youth demands. They must be suspecting something before they say that. When you were acting, when you were canvassing to become the president, nobody campaigned for you. You did not hide under the press to say
no.
You visited the people and tell them you're going to be president.
That's right. That's true.
You were doing public campaign all over, everybody, like we are doing in America here. Okay? So for you in the 21st century to still act as if you are living in the 16th century, and you think you are deceiving people. You are deceiving yourself. Okay, and I want you to know that this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. Take me to anywhere. If you think I'm telling a lie, come around, come before me, invite me.
Yes.
Let me see the man I'm talking about.
Yes.
Simple. Because there is something they're suspecting, that's why the young people are acting. They make the first demand. President, come and address us. Simple. We are the one who voted you into power. If you are the one, come and tell us. Not television. Come, go and have a, gather on at the stadium and invite us. We'll come and talk to you. Simple. So I don't think there's anything to go around that, because the time of talking is over. As I said before in my first address, if you talk, people will forget. If you see, people will remember. If you do, people will understand. You want to create understanding, do. Come on and let's see you. When you were campaigning to be president, everybody, you went around campaigning. But now that you become a president, you can't come around telling us that we need you. You are hiding yourself. It's only your pressmen who have to talk to us. We are living, we are in the civilized world. Yeah, in America. Okay? When Trump was sick, everybody demanded that he should come. If you are well, come out and tell us. And he has to come out. Okay?
It's true.
Yes, he has to come out. Let your doctor tell us you are well. Come out. So let's see. The fact is that the young people in this generation are smarter. They say, okay, everybody's, oh yeah, you are the president, you are not the president. Come and let's see yours. Is that a difficult thing for you to do if you are there? So that is the point. The basic truth is that we do not have a leader in Nigeria, period.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Livingstone.
So,
thank you very much, Doctor.
Yeah.
We have one of our guest speaker that just came back from special duty. She's a barrister in the United Kingdom there. Maeyan. Maeyan, are you there? She just came back to join us. Maeyan, are you there?
My battery is running low. So
okay, we wait for you. While we are waiting for you, I would love to give sister, one of my beloved sister, Imma, to say something, because this thing that is happening in our country, the Bible says that. Wait, Imma. Hello, Imma, are you there? Okay. We are talking about what is happening.
Where have you been hiding from London? From the Queen's country.
Yes.
You look like a queen, are you? Look at you.
I like it. Thank you.
So we have been discussing a lot about what is happening in Nigeria, the Lekki Tollgate massacre, that the president of Nigeria addressed the country without even mentioning that. And I want to let you to know that this discussion is called hard talk. And what we mean by hard talk is that we have to face one-to-one, say the truth. Even at a gunshot, if we can't even say the truth on the social media, that means we can't even say the truth when they put the gun on your head. Because this is social media that nobody's seeing you, nobody knows you, nobody knows what you're doing, and you are still playing, trying to be diplomatic in your words and everything. That means we can't say the truth even when we have the gunshot. Just like those people that were being kidnapped in the Boko Haram's camp. Yes. They said, they told them, deny Christ or we kill you. Some of them say, I'm not going to deny this Christ. Kill me, let me die.
That's right.
The people that say that these are the people that have the boldness, that they can defend their nation, they can defend their faith, they can also defend their belief.
Yeah.
So this is social media. So the discussion that we are having now is called hard talk. And I want you to say something, because I know you have missed a lot. And I want to thank you also for coming back, and you have done your best to join us. Even before now, you called me about 3 hours ago that you are stuck in the traffic. London traffic weekend is not easy. So I want to thank you for
Come and live in America. You wouldn't have traffic.
Indeed. Thanks for inviting me to start with.
Yeah,
Anyway,
God bless him, Maya. So I give you time to also say something about the Lekki Tollgate and what is happening, Lekki Tollgate, sorry, and also what happened in Nigeria that you have seen. I thank God you are from Cross River State. My fault. God bless you. Yes.
yeah. Thank you so much, Pastor Glory.
Yes,
In
you're
fact,
welcome.
just like you said to me, I said to you earlier, I was so. I felt so impressed and so honored when you called me and said, Maeyan, I'd like to have a share of your voice in my program. Yeah. And at first I was wondering, why would I bother with Nigeria anyway? Because there's been a lot of rubbish going on there. We've all been witnesses to what has been happening right from the onset. And in any case, I've actually been at the background, listening to everyone. And so because of time, I can see we have less than 15 minutes to go. I'm not sure I'm going to share so much this time around, but I just want to round up a little bit, based on what everybody said.
Okay.
It is true, Nigeria has completely failed. My first question would be, do we really have a government?
That's right.
I would say I doubt that. I doubt if there's any government there.
That's right.
So also do I doubt if there's any precedent there. I doubt it. So I have my strong reasons. From onset, I kind of thought about it and saw that this guy called Buhari, he has completely failed Nigeria. In fact, it's so unfortunate that he has the effrontery to still hang on there as in person of a president of a country.
Yeah.
He should be so ashamed of himself. All of them should just get out of there. They don't have a right to be in that place.
Simple.
It's a shame for anybody to even refer to them as one, because they're not. They are not in any way. And I want to also seize this opportunity and thank the youths of Nigeria for coming out very boldly, to do what they did. What they did was actually expected for a very long time.
Yes.
Imagine, I would call it a very successful protest for 12 good days. It was so successful. They were all on the streets. They fed themselves when they were hungry. They cared for themselves medically, and everything went well.
That's
until hoodlums came in. And why did the hoodlums come in? Because of the stupid government that sent military or whoever. And I would say it's actually the command of the head of the president.
Sure.
Because he's the commander-in-chief. Who else would be responsible? Exactly. Who else would be responsible for a thing like that? It is not in the character of Nigerian soldiers to just wake up and carry guns and start shooting people. It doesn't happen. We hear a lot about the SARS, which of course was the protest was all about, and then eventually that was eroded. If it is true, I don't know. But the fact that the president himself, it took him, is it 7 days or more, to even make a speech, despite all the pressure. And Obasanjo came out and said, it would be best for you to make a statement for this in regards to what is happening. And he just stayed there. Does he really know what is happening? Is that guy there? I doubt. I doubt it. Anyway, to cut the whole thing, to cut it all short, I personally would recommend that in come 2023, these hoodlums called leaders, senators, whoever has been in Nigerian organization before, whoever has been there, should not be voted into office because they're all failures, bunch of failures, bunch of thieves. I will say it to their faces. They're such a disgrace
to leadership.
in leadership. In fact, they have no clue what leadership is all about.
Yes.
There is absolutely no need to have them there. They shouldn't be voted back into office. They failed Nigerians woefully. And so evidentially, particularly when in this pandemic period, how would you do a thing like that? You give them money, you give them things for people, and people we have seen physically. We in diaspora, we are contributing money to give to send home.
Exactly.
Yes, we were contributing money to send home for people that needed help.
Exactly.
And yet the government will have the mind, to have what we all saw and kept it in a warehouse without even minding if there were human beings that needed them.
That is fake news.
No. I'm sorry. Nigerian talk is rubbish. I don't sanction it, but I congratulate the youths.
Yeah.
I congratulate Nigerian youths. They're amazing. I don't care what the hoodlums did. They did that because the government allowed it. I don't care. So what? Yes, they need that. Most of those looting wasn't even because they were hungry. I mean, they were stealing. It was all because they were hungry. These guys are hungry. That's why bags of rice, Indomie was carted away without even thinking. Yes. And the foolish governors are saying they should go around into people's, and the likes of Ayade, the governor of my state. I think that's the most lousy governor in the whole country.
I call him a lying governor.
And a failure. He's a failure. And he calls himself a professor. He's a disgrace to academics. He shouldn't be there. That man is a thief.
And this was the same man that was on the live TV crying 5 months ago that if he had the ability, he would have. But you were hiding the food that belongs to the people.
My God. No.
You were hiding the food that belongs to the people. How do you explain that?
It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. No, the youth should just 2023. They're waiting for 20. The youth should go on the streets. Make sure they vote none of them. Not anybody that has held office in the past should not be voted to power because they know nothing. They know nothing. I don't care who will come out to say, oh, we've done this, we've done that. Indeed. Look at the roads. Look at the hospitals. Yes. Look at the schools. Look at schools. What are you talking about? In this 21st century, they all have been abroad and they see what is happening there.
Exactly.
And most of them were also trained abroad.
Yes.
What did they learn from here? If they could not even exhibit it in their little space of office. Anyway, that's my take. Thank you very much, Dr. Glory. Thank you, Imma. Thank you, Pastor Enobong and Dr. Kingsley. Thank you, everybody. Please, let's back the youths. Let's back Nigerian youths. They are awesome. Yeah.
So, Imma, let me allow you to say something before we round up. Then, Dr. Livingstone.
Go ahead.
Yes, Imma.
Yeah, and so Glory, and thank you, Maeyan. I think we may have brought a lot of issues on the table, but if we actually look back, we are all saying the same thing.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And it is great.
Yeah, Imma, I think it's network.
Okay.
Imma, your video is off. Please, can you turn off your video? It's time.
Oh, we lost her.
Okay, we lost her. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. Dr. Livingstone.
Yes.
Okay, Reverend Enobong, you have something to say, sir, before we run up while we are still waiting for Imma to be back.
Well, every one of us, we are on the same page, saying the same thing, that the country has to be reformed. Yes. Come 2023, the youth, I think this is an eye-opener for everyone to see, the youth. This is my message to the youths of this country, that they should get their PVC ready, 2023. There are some of these politicians, they are there for their personal interest, not for your interest.
That's right.
So vote someone that you know that will represent you, that will represent your interests. And one of the things that, I said is that we need reform, a clear reform in the electoral system. Because as long as the electoral system is fraudulent, the best candidate will not emerge. So that's what the government has to do. Yeah, they have to reform the electoral system. I heard the bill was submitted for electronic voting also. They say it's not time for that. I think, what are we for? The country, we have come to other countries that are doing electronic voting. They say it's not in our constitution. So something has to be done. Something has to be done. I heard recently that the House committee, the House of Representatives, constituted a committee to look into the constitution for the areas that need amendment. I think they're deliberating on that. But the most important area to me is the electoral reforms, where we can do what other citizens are doing in other parts of the world by going digital in our voting system, so that the best candidate will emerge at the end of the day. So that is my clear message to the Nigerian youths. Get your PVC ready, 2023, vote a candidate that you know that will represent your interests, not his interests.
Vote the thieves out.
Thank you, Dr. Enobong. Reverend Livingstone, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Well, in a summary, I want to say the nation that loses hope, hopelessness is the worst thing that can happen. But to Nigerians and the youths, I want to say there is hope for the country. And the youth have demonstrated that there is hope for the country.
Yes.
And in the midst of this mess, something good will come out. Something absolutely good will come out.
Yes.
I want to say, let's keep praying and believing and keep our head high and keep our faith strong. By the grace of God, something will come out. Good for the nation.
Amen.
And God bless you.
God bless you too.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Reverend Dr. Livingstone, for your time. Thank you so much, Reverend Enobong. I really celebrate you and I appreciate you, sir, for creating time for Excellent God TV network. Thank you, Barrister Maeyan. Thank you so much for, despite your busy time, but you are still here with us. And also, Sister Imma Francis, thank you so much for your time. Viewers all over the world, we have come to the end of this broadcast. And I believe that you have learned one or two things, not just learning, you are going to put into action. Nigeria, we have to move this country forward. It's a shame that even when we were all protesting in Nigeria embassy, that the Nigerian ambassador, who is like a president of Nigeria, you see, this thing is from the head. When the head is back, the body is the same. The thing flew from the head. Buhari did not come to address the nation. Nigerian ambassador did not come to address us, even in Ireland here.
Oh, really?
We protested in the Nigerian embassy, and the ambassador refused to come down. He was there in that building, that embassy. She refused to come down to address us. Even when they were saying, please come down and address your people, she refused. So the thing is from the head. You see? So there is no way.
That's all.
Yeah, there is no way Nigeria will function when the head is not functioning. The head, who is the head? The commander-in-chief, Buhari, he's not functioning. The man is not there. So that is where everything just, nothing is working, because the head is not working. When the head is not working, the body cannot function. That's the truth. Right? So we are trusting God that by His mercy, God, the Bible says, let the wheat and the corn grow together unto the harvest. Yes. And I believe that we are in the harvest time. That is why I see the youth coming out. I'm telling you, we are in the harvest time. It is time for God to sanitize the system of Nigeria and remove all those bad eggs and let the country move forward. We can't allow Jonah to be in the boat and every time there is storm. There is Jonah. in that boat. So we are trusting God with the prayer of the saints and the action that we are putting right now. By the grace of God, Nigeria glory will be restored in the name of Jesus Christ. It's a shame that the white people here are giving us everything that we need. Everything we need. Our children, free medical treatment. For we that have children here abroad. Some of us, some people that don't have a house, they give free houses, everything. But in our own country, common Indomie, they can't even give to you. Common Indomie. Nigerian government cannot give to its own citizen. And they are telling you to go from house to house and search and return Indomie. It's a disgrace to the international community. Ireland is in lockdown now. Everybody in this country, as long as you're in the system, you are entitled to 350. If you are working, 350 every week. If you're not working, 250. Every week, 250 euros. For your upkeep during this lockdown. 250 euros. Free medical treatment, free everything, COVID test, everything is free. Huh? And they pay you 250. Don't go to work, stay at home, be safe.
COVID test is 50,000.
And COVID test in Nigeria is 50,000. And you are paying your citizen. The Nigerian government pays citizen 30,000, 25,000 every month, or 20,000. And they ask you to go and do COVID test for 50,000. Okay, when did they expect you to get a balance? To balance, to make it 50,000. That is a country that we think is working. It's not, nothing is working there. I know how much that comes out from my hand every month, sending to people that I don't even know. Yesterday, I paid somebody school fee in Nigeria. Yesterday, someone I don't even know, is not related. He's an Igbo person. Someone that is not related to me. I don't know from any angle, from not from other. I paid somebody school fee yesterday. How do we move from here to there? Somebody sent me a message, said to me, COVID-19 policies have not been discovered in Akwa. They are still with you. That governor took the thing to military zone and they are military protected. I said, well, whether it is military or whatever, whatever that belongs to the people of the state, it will come out. It will come out. It is really sad that people, even the Gary, the painful thing that really shocked me is that even when I saw the Gary, some of the Gary is expired because of the heat. What do you keep those things for? Why do you? I don't understand, because one of those things before you know it's going to expire. It's just like what Dr. Lewis was saying. It's an act of wickedness.
Mm-hmm. Sure, wickedness.
Act of wickedness. So thank you so much. Thank you, Doctor. Thank you, Maeyan. And I got to let you guys go, because the more we are talking, the more the thing is taking me deeper. Thank you so much. God bless you all.
Thank you too. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Bless you all. Bye-bye then.
Thank you, Doctor. All right, viewers, God bless you. Thank you for joining us today. God bless you. On Sunday, I will be live on this station for our Sunday service. Please, if you have time, join us at 6 p.m. on Sunday. It will be a life-changing experience. The Lord bless you. In Jesus' mighty name, I pray. Amen.
Where there's hope for us all.